guys, and welcome. I know that you were excited to see me first. I normally have my pictures and you just hear my voice. But since I was showing you these gorgeous two people, I decided to say, you know what? Let me just pop on in there, okay, in the middle. So this is going to be um, interesting, right? So we're giving honor to our ancestors. That's what the topic of the day is. Before I get started, I like to describe my pictures. So you see, Will and I, we were actually in Myrtle Beach. Meeting with one of our team, and we were doing some things with the Corn International Movement, right? And so we had a great, awesome, and amazing time. And we talked and talked and talked and talked. As you can see, we still talking. We couldn't take a picture because we talking. And so it was just an amazing thing. So I wanted to actually have him on the screen with me when I'm talking about my ancestors. I don't have his list of ancestors with me, so I didn't want to actually not give him. And the ancestry thing is a personal thing. So Coach will maybe come behind me and do one of his ancestral videos, okay? And so he'll be kind of giving you the history there. So I'm actually gonna put my little notes right here. And so let's talk about it. Yeah. So, y'all, a lot of times when we hear ancestry, first of all, let me give you the definition of it. So I'm going to look this way because I have it on this screen, okay? Maybe I can can I bring it over here without messing up stuff? Let's see if I can bring it over here without. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. So here we go. An ancestor, also known as a forefather or elder or a forebear, is a parent or recursively the parent of an antecedent, grandparent, great grandparent, great great grandparent, and so forth. Ancestor is any person from whom one is descended. In law, the person from whom an estate has been inherited, right? And so that's how they look at us in law. But we don't want to look at the law portion of it. We want to go back and look at the um, lineage, if you will, right? So what we want to discuss today is that in case all of that was kind of jumbled, I'm going to say to be able to see um, your great grandparents, and then this person and this person had this child. This person had this child. This person had this child, and now that's how you got here. So it's a trace of the bloodline, okay, and it is your elders. Now, an ancestor is also is a descendant. But you hear people talk at it a lot as one who's passed, right? But in the definition, it doesn't say that they have to be passed or not passed, right? So my grandmother who is living is also my ancestor, but she's here on earth with me. Okay, does that make sense? Wow. Okay, so let's get started in this, right? So I want to give honor to my ancestors. Now, when we do ancestors, we say the word Ashe. Don't be offended because you don't know that word, okay? Please don't be offended because that's where the uneducation or the miseducation comes from. Ashe is another word for amen or amen, okay? However you pronounce it. It's the same. It means so be it or I agree. Simple. And I agree, and so be it that these are my ancestors, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in order, means higher to down, okay? So this will be starting off with my great, 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 great grandmother and father. Okay. And this is on my mother's side. Okay. So Joanna Morrison, Gilbert Morrison, Ashe. Mary Agnes McNair, Evander McNair, Ashe. Minnie Fairley, Murdoch Fairley, Ashe. Christine Brayboy, John Wesley Hunt, Ashe. Neil Archie Hunt, Lorraine Settlers, Ashe. Okay. Now, on my dad's side, I don't really know a lot on my dad's side, but I'm going to just begin with Henry Davis and Lula Davis, Ashe. Walter Scott, Ashe. Maggie Davis McLean, Ashe. So those are my ancestors, you all. And now, before I started studying my ancestry, I didn't know what I know today. And I know some things, and I can get an inner view and an inner look of who I am and what I am and what I'm made of. And it's just the things that we learn about ourselves. I know which one of my ancestors was actually a slave. I know which plantation they were bought from. I know the price that was paid for my ancestor. I know how the Native American plays into or is attached to our family. I understand that. And I understand the dynamics of how my family worked together. What I found out about my ancestors, right, is that we kind of take care of our people unilateral. Okay. I'm a mom, so I take care of my children and I may help my grandchildren. That's how we were thinking in this day and age, right? However, our ancestors, they took care of each other. Yeah. They spread it out like the cross. They didn't just take care, the unilateral, just what they brought into the earth and maybe their children. They helped their brothers and their sisters and the person they was married to, brothers and sisters. And they lived 13 and 14 deep in a 2-bedroom. And they all was able to work and save money so that each one of them could buy their own homes and land. It may sound foreign to your ears, but the collaborative work together. They didn't have to depend on social services. There was no social services at the time. So think about what life would be if we continued and followed in the steps of our ancestors instead of depending on a system that is now crumbling. So I want to encourage you, learn about who you are, learn about your ancestors, learn about supporting your family, the entire family, not just my four and no more, not just my four and maybe their children, but take care of the entire family. Learn to communicate in the entire family. Learn to know the positives of your family. You guys, we're so used to hearing negative things when it comes to the melanated person. Learn how to love your brother and sister. Learn how to speak positive about them. Learn how to build them up. Our ancestors, they were proficient in building us up. They were proficient. If they were not proficient in their sacrifices and the things that they've done for us, we wouldn't have nowhere to sit right now. We would not be able to mix with Caucasian people. We would not be able to attend the same restaurants. We would not be able to vote. We would still be in segregated schools if it wasn't for our ancestors. So learn to pick up their ways. Learn how to understand who they are. Learn who you are. Learn the sacrifices that they made for you. And stop saying, I ain't going this place because there are white people over there. I don't skydive. That ain't a black thing. I don't zip line. I don't do this. Black people don't do this. Your ancestors fought for the right for you to do the things that you want to do, whatever it is that you desire. If you want to vote, you can. Don't say I ain't voting because it's rigged. because your ancestors, they died. They were stolen, raped, beat, burnt, set ablaze, tied to two horses and ripped apart so that you can vote. Wow. So now that I've honored my ancestors before the world, I am so grateful for your sacrifices. I am so grateful that because of you, I am here. I am so grateful that you made a way for me. I am grateful. You may not have been able to walk inside of a unsegregated restaurant or bathroom or drink from the same water as white people, but I have. I was able to drink from the fountain. I was able to vote. I was able to congregate. One of my closest friends is a white Caucasian American. And it's because of you and the bloodshed and what you went through that that relationship was ever cultivated. So I honor you, and I will walk in any space where my ancestors was excluded. I will be inclusive because they died for the right for me to be able to hold my head up high, to be proud of who I am, and to walk in the places and be included in the spaces that we were excluded. And I'm going to walk in those spaces. And when I arrive, know that I arrive with my ancestors. So they made it because I was able to make it. So I want to say to all of my ancestors, I love you. I am grateful for you. And I also want to say, we made it, baby, because of you. We made it. Because of the bloodshed, we made it. Because of your sacrifices, we made it. We made it. And I love you dearly. Give honor to my ancestors, Ashe. Give honor to yours. Don't forget them. Don't let what they've done die and be a distant memory. Ashe. Peace and blessings to you all.